So, would you like to explain anything about your scrapbook?
This is this is my scrapbook that I started assembling when I was in fourth grade at Abram Simon Elementary School in Southeast DC. It's still there. It's located at 4th and Mississippi Avenue in Southeast. And my fourth grade teacher, her name was Lenora C. Hall. And she knew that our textbooks were woefully inadequate. At the time, we celebrated Black History Week. So we had exactly 1 week to explore everyone who'd done anything of any significance in the Black experience. And you would have thought that the only people who'd done anything were Phyllis Wheatley, George Washington Carver, Martin Luther King, of course, and who else? We had Marcus Garvey, Harriet Tubman, of course, and of course we would even talk about Abraham Lincoln during Black History Week. But it was as if Phyllis Wheatley only wrote poems, that she'd never done anything else. George Washington Carver only worked with peanuts. He'd never done anything else. And Martin Luther King made speeches. But Miss Hall wanted us to know more. And so the newspaper at the time was called the Washington Star. And they had a weekend section called The Weekender. It was a magazine, an insert, much like the weekend magazine that comes with the Post now. On the second page of The Weekender was a series called They Had a Dream. And in that series, there was a beautiful illustration of a noted African American, and along with a short bio, and it fit right neatly into a nice square on the second page of the magazine. And so Miss Hall insisted that we cut those out and keep them in a scrapbook. So I started collecting them, and as you can see, they're back to back. I actually repurposed the scrapbook when I was in high school, because it was my fourth grade scrapbook was falling apart, and so I drew the cover. You can see it's Blacks in History, noted Blacks in History. Found this folder. It seemed sturdy at the time, and compiled my They Had a Dream scrapbook. Here's Bill Russell, Louis T. Wright, Archie Alexander, and I think I must have cut them out because I had duplicates. Every now and then they would repeat. And so there were people that we'd never heard of before. This is Abraham, key Seminole war figure, Andrew Beard, Archie Alexander, Brigadier General Julius Beckham Jr., William Gross. So every week, Mary Elizabeth Bowser, so every week there was a different person to learn about, and I just wanted to keep it. Dr. Lloyd Hall, and Jan Metzeliger. So we never knew that there were so many people who'd made significant contributions. We learned about slavery, and that was pretty much it. And if we stuck to the history books, we would have thought that our only history was slavery in America and the Emancipation Proclamation, the Great Migration of the Negro from the South, and we just went off working for other people, fulfilling other people's dreams, and we never knew. And so this series by George Reasons and Sam Patrick. This series helped us to know that no, your history did not start with slavery. Your contributions did not end with George Washington Carver. There were many, many people making significant contributions to life in America and abroad. And so it was really a source of pride, and I'm really happy that I kept it because I would love for it to be archived and a part of the museum.
Right. And you began it in fourth grade, but you continued
In fourth grade and continued collecting until I can't remember when the Washington Star folded. If you ride down New York Avenue, I think you can still see the facade. If you look closely, you can still see the building where the Star was. But yeah, I continued cutting them out. I don't really know when I stopped, but I just know that I'm glad that I have these, and I really wish I knew if the writer and the artist, are even still alive. But there's Harriet Tubman. But I really wish I knew Sugar Ray Robinson. I mean, so many, just in so many different areas, walks of life, contributions were made. And so for it to be on the second page of a newspaper in Washington, D.C. in the 60s was just wonderful. So, yeah. So I'm just really glad that I kept it, and really thankful for all of my teachers, as a matter of fact. They knew that the books that we were using didn't tell half of the story, and so they decided, we're going to go and we're going to find other resources to supplement, what's happening. And so I'm thankful for all of them.
Is there anything in this stack that you'd like to talk about?
Well, in addition to the scrapbook, we were also encouraged to read the newspaper. I don't know if I want to encourage kids to do that so much today. It's important where we get our information, but anything that we found, we had to cut out. This is, as a matter of fact, I remember my father asking me, "Do you still have your scrapbook?" This is fairly recent, because he would still cut things out. This is old, but it was about the singer Oscar Brown Jr., who he had a song out called "The Lone Ranger." This is a flyer, Free the Wilmington 10. It's an actual flyer from the National Wilmington 10 Defense Committee, and it's a part on the bottom, to fill out, to contribute to their defense fund. And of course, it's fragile and